Welcome to Cooking with Justin, and on this episode I'm going to show you how to do pork belly burnt ends. Here's my pork belly. It's roughly 5 pounds. I bought it with the skin on. I've flipped it over before I started this video, and I went ahead and trimmed it, took that skin right off. You can take that leftover skin, you can deep fry it, make you some homemade pork skins. What we're going to do with this pork belly here, we're going to cube it up. We want to take and cut it into about 1.5 inch strips here. Like so. Doesn't have to be super pretty. Wish that was the end piece. So pork belly is generally about 50% fat to 50% meat. We're going to smoke this pork belly for about 3 hours on 250, and then we're going to take and we're going to add some more seasoning to it, wrap it in some aluminum foil, and let it go for about another 1.5 hours. So about 4.5 hours total when it's all said and done. And we're going to take and start cubing it up. Try to get it in equal pieces here. Alright, I've got all my pork belly cut up into cubes. The next step in this process, we're going to coat it down real good with a barbecue rub. Today I'll be using Strawberry's Grand Champion. It's one of my go-to rubs. You can find it on Amazon, or if you're out west somewhere, you can probably pick it up at a local grocery store. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to coat down all my pork belly pieces pretty generously here. And then we're going to put it on a little rack and take it out to the smoker and let it smoke for about 3 hours. Now you might be thinking, man, that is a lot of fat. It is a lot of fat, but you know, we're going to be cooking this over a period of 3 to 5 hours total. More like 4.5 to be honest. So a lot of this fat's just going to render right out of it, and you're just going to be left, once it's rendered out, just a nice cube of yummy goodness. Next thing I want to do, I'm going to take my wire rack here. I'm just going to start placing all my pork belly on it. This just makes it easier to carry out to the smoker, and when I get ready to bring it back inside after 3 hours to put it in the pan, it just makes it a whole lot easier to handle. Now that I have all the cubed pork belly on the rack, I am going to carry it out to the smoker. Alright, I've got the pork belly out here on my smoker. Like I said before, the smoker is set at 250 degrees, and we're just going to let it roll for 3 hours. See you in a little bit. Alright, the pork belly burnt ends have been on the smoker for 3 hours. We're going to pull them off, take them inside, put them in the pan. We're going to add a little bit of brown sugar, butter, and honey to it, and we're going to bring them back out and put them on for about 1.5 hours. Alright, we have our pork belly burnt ends transferred from the rack to the foil pan. We're going to take just a little bit of honey, just some I bought from the local grocery store here in town. Just use whatever you have. We're just going to drizzle it right on top. If you've got some local honey that you know from a local beekeeper, you know, that would work great. I'm just going to sprinkle it like so. We're going to take some brown sugar. Got a bowl of brown sugar here. We're just going to take and sprinkle over the top. And last but not least, I've got about 1 1/4 stick of butter chopped up in the little pads here. We're just gonna put it on top like so. I'm gonna cover it up with some tin foil. Put it back on the smoker for about 1.5 hours. Then what we'll do is we'll take, after 1.5 hours, I'll put a little barbecue sauce on it. Leave it on the smoker for about 5 additional minutes. Kind of let that barbecue sauce caramelize, and then they'll be ready to eat. Alright, my pork belly burn-ins have been in the brown sugar, butter, and honey mixture for about 1.5 hours. I've drained off some of the juices out of there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add barbecue sauce to it. And today I'm going to be using Sticky Fingers Carolina Sweet. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a pretty good coating. Give it a stir, put the tin foil back over the top, and let it cook for about 5 more minutes so the barbecue sauce can caramelize. So I let the pork belly burn-ins caramelize in some barbecue sauce. I just took them off the smoker. If this isn't hog heaven, I'm not sure what is. They look good, they smell good, and I can guarantee you from my personal experience, they taste good. Thanks for watching.